Talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive. Left field. It's gone. It is gone. It is bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
Braves ass. Phillies win and the Braves lose as the baseball gods intended. What's up, everybody? Eric, also known as Shard, here with the 302 Birds post-game show. And what a sketchy win. They pulled it out of their asses tonight. I honestly thought they were going to get their shit rocked going into this series. They won 8-6 tonight. A very close game. Jose Alvarado made me, sit on the edge of my seat. We'll get into that in a few minutes, but special guest on tonight. Appreciate him coming on. Gavin motherfucking Sweeney.
Yo. What's up, everybody? Thank you again, Eric, for having me on the show once again. I always love coming on here, bro. The vibes are great. And, we always talk about the Phillies, so let's get it, bro.
Let's fucking get it. Like I said, I didn't expect the Phillies to win tonight. I did think they were going to take, maybe one in this series. I didn't think it was going to be tonight with Nola on the mound. As you can see, he kind of was very sketchy, and that's going to be the first thing we talk about. I don't know. I don't know if it's time to kind of sound the alarm for Nola. With him going out almost each and every time, we kind of expect a home run from him. It's usually anywhere between the fourth and the sixth inning that he lets up a home run. But the one thing I want to kind of say is, and you and I have talked about this numerous times, Gavin. As a fan, you can kind of see when Nola is out of gas, and that's usually towards the end of the fifth or bottom of the fifth to the top of the sixth, depending on, if they're home or away. As a fan, you can tell, and I don't know what Rob sees. I don't know why Rob lets Nola go for times as long as he does. Because, it's like clockwork. When Nola's going to let up a run or a home run. You can just tell by the way he's pitching and where he's painting the zone. He did get his 100th career win tonight, so congratulations to him. He went 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 home runs, 8 strikeouts. He keeps inflating and then deflating his ERA. So from last time against the Marlins to now, he inflated. He went from a 3.43 to a 3.48. So he only increased 0.05 for his ERA. His regular season ERA is a 3.43. So, out of the entire lineup right now, I think between him and Walker, they both have the highest ERA. I know Walker is out right now. I think Walker's ERA was above 5. So he has, out of the starting 5, technically, the 4th highest ERA. But, Gavin, do you have anything you wanted to add about Nola?
It's basically what you said. Congrats to Nola once again for reaching 100th career wins. That's a big milestone for him. So congrats, dude. But yeah, you could just tell when he's out of gas, just by the way he grabs the ball. I don't know if you noticed, but the way he grabs the ball, his release point, you can just tell when he's getting tired. And I think also batters can pick that up just by the velocity of his fastball, of course, goes down, and his command of pitches and where they're located. It's just not good. But Nola didn't pitch a necessarily bad game. He was fine. I mean, the only problem he has is that he leaves balls hanging. That's the problem. And once he runs out of gas, he just leaves balls hanging, and then the batters take full advantage of it. And of course, every batter gets a description of Nola's pitches or when he probably gets tired. So they know
Right.
what to look at or what to see at, and they see it perfectly, and they will take him yard every single time.
Right. And I mean, I think he let up a home run to what? Austin Riley and Marcell Ozuna.
And Albies, right? Where no, was that Orion?
I know those were the three that had the home run, and I'm trying to think of who. Let me look at the stats. Home run. Austin Riley off Nola, Albies off Nola. Okay, Ozuna was off of Alvarado.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
I mean, Austin Riley, he's been kind of hot lately. I know they moved him up from the bottom of the lineup to third.
Yeah, and he's always had good numbers against Nola if you just look at the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Braves have had good numbers off of Nola. That's just because Nola's been fucking pitching for us forever. And I mean, it's kind of like, for example, if you relate it to football, right? Like when the Eagles play the Commanders might be shit when they don't play us. But then for whatever reason, fucking whoever the Commanders quarterback is turns into Tom fucking Brady.
Yeah.
So it's like the Braves might have been playing like shit lately. They're coming to play us. They're used to our pitching. They're used to our lineup. They know what to do. They know what to pitch, how to hit, how to field, how to play defense, et cetera, et cetera. But speaking about bats on our side, seems like the bats finally came alive. All it took was to play against a division rival. Mm-hmm. Everybody in this lineup tonight, even Whit Merrifield, even Christian Pache, even Rojas, everybody had a hit. Stott, 1 for 4. Turner, we're going to get into him in a second, 2 for 5. Bohm, all-star, just announced today that he's participating in the home run derby. And I'm going to talk about that in a second because that kind of concerns me. But anyway, 3 for 5. Castellanos, 2 for 5. Sosa, 1 for 4. Merrifield, 1 for 5. Marchand, 2 for 5. Rojas, 2 for 5. Pache, 1 for 5. For a total of 15 out of 43 bats. So they had 15 hits tonight. Absolutely what you needed coming off of that Cubs loss the other night because they got their shit handed to them against the Cubs.
It was bad.
But again, this is exactly what you want to see with Kyle being out and with Harper being out. And speaking about Kyle and Harper, I believe they said Kyle's definitely coming back on Tuesday if there's no setbacks. And I think they said Harper's right behind him. So probably Wednesday, Thursday for Harper, I would assume, right?
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what's going around right now, that Schwarber's supposed to be reactivated on Tuesday. And then Harper is supposed to run the bases this weekend, and he's taking batting practice tomorrow. So he should be back Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. But the one thing I do want to talk about, especially with the subject now, Alec Bohm, he's supposedly participating in the home run derby, which is great because it seems like it's a lot of young guys. I know on the AL side, I think the only guy that's confirmed so far is Gunnar Henderson.
Yep.
So I'd like to see these younger guys participate in the home run derby. I think the only thing that concerns me with Bohm is it seems similar to 2005 Bobby Abreu, where Bobby was, in the same situation as Alec Bohm, where he was tearing it up. He had a pretty good swing. And then after he did the home run derby, his swing was altered. He couldn't get back to his former self. I don't know if Alec Bohm will have that issue, but I've seen a lot of Phillies fans on Twitter making that comparison, and I can see why. You got a young guy who's never participated in a home run derby, never been to an all-star game, and he might want to show out. He might want to, alter some things with his swing, and we'll see what happens. I don't think he's making it past the first round, personally.
I don't think he is either. I mean, we all love Bohm, but I just don't see it. I mean, he has gained muscle in the offseason, no doubt. It's just against like Gunnar Henderson, I just don't see it happening and even making it past the first round, like you said.
I think the only good thing for him is maybe it'll let's look at the positive. I think maybe it can help him with his swing a little bit in terms of getting under the ball and popping the ball up more. Like Jordan said here, good luck to Bohm in the Derby. Yeah, I think it's good for him in terms of like appearance, confidence. Just this is great for him in general because it's his first All-Star appearance, and he's earned that All-Star appearance with his stats, with his defense, the way he's been playing. Again, I personally think it should have been Trea Turner in the home run derby. I know a lot of these older guys don't want to do the home run derby anymore. But again, great for Alec Boehm. I don't think he's getting it past the first round.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't see either. But like you said, it's great for him. It should. I mean, I want him to have fun, of course. He's young, so live it up and everything. But this should also help get his name out because when you think of players right now, Bohm doesn't really cross your mind. Like as a Phillies fan, it does. But like if you're a team of an other fan base, you don't really think of Bohm as like a player who you would take on your team. So this should also just boost his name up and hopefully help him win, I don't know, a Gold Glove, a Silver Slugger at third or something. But yeah, I don't see him getting past the first round, but it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, home run derby is always fun to watch. I know they changed some of the rules. I haven't read them in the entirety. I saw it come across my feed. I'll have to look it up and I'll make a report on that closer to the home run derby. They changed like some of the times, some of like the timeouts or whatever, I believe. But anyway, going into our next topic, Trea fucking Turner, dude, absolutely carrying this team lately. I believe that's his fourth home run in the last 3-4 games.
Yeah, it's something along that stat.
Had 2 home runs tonight. 2 2-run home runs with stop being on first base. Seems like it was scripted in a sense. I don't know if the MLB is scripted, but like it just seemed like, again, I know I keep saying it, but clockwork. He hates the Braves. You can see it. Our whole team hates the Braves, but I think Trea really took this to heart, and he was like, we're going into a division game, division series this weekend. We don't have our 2 best bats. I need to step up, or somebody needs to step up that's being paid like an all-star, whether it's him or Nick. I think Nick's going to come through sometime in this series, honestly. Just got to wait and see who dies this weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, Casty also usually does well against the Braves. I mean, like last season in the divisional, he had just a crazy series against them. So yeah, I do think Casty will show up at some point this series. But yeah, Trea Turner, man, like holy crap, dude! Like it's awesome to see. I mean, the Phillies finally, like, I think as us fans, we're starting also to realize that we have Harper and we got Schwarber and Casty and JT, but we also have to think about, dude, we got like Trea freaking Turner, dude. Like this guy's a beast. So it's just really, I'm really glad to see him stepping up, especially with the Schwarber, Harper, and JT injuries. Because I mean, without those guys, it's just not. They aren't as good, of course. So it's just really good to see that Trea is stepping up, especially getting paid $1 gazillion. But yeah, I'm glad Trea's actually showing up, and he's had such a great season so far. I mean, despite being injured, before he was injured too, he was hitting well. Like he was hitting like 320 around there.
He was hitting like low 300s, but yeah.
Yeah, so now he's back. He's continuing to show up in moments, and it's just really great to see.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. Again, we just you needed somebody that was going to carry your team this weekend, and you found it. You found it in Trea Turner. You got the guy that you paid, what was it, like $300 million for 10 years?
Yeah.
You got if you want to make the comparison for anybody that watched World Baseball Classic, what was that, 2 years ago?
Yep.
You got your World Baseball Classic Trea. Put on an absolute heater tonight. has been tearing it up. I think tomorrow, Phillies probable pitchers. Let's look at the pitching for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Ranger Suarez versus, I don't even know how to say this guy's last name. Spencer Swellenbach.
Interesting.
Ranger has, here, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Ranger has a 2.27 ERA, has a 10-2 record, 99 strikeouts. And then Spencer has a 1-4 record, 5.68 ERA, 32 strikeouts, which means that the Phillies are going to be, no hit, because it seems like anytime that we play against a guy who has an above 5 ERA, they just can never hit off of the guy. But I think what I'm more concerned about is Sunday. With Michael Mercado coming in, him being a rookie, I feel like he had an easy start against the Cubs because the Cubs just have not been good this season, and they're going against Lopez, and Lopez has a 1.83 ERA. So, like Jordan said here, Ranger danger tomorrow night. I think they win tomorrow night. I really do, just because Ranger's that guy. I think Sunday might be a wash, though. I do think Sunday might be a wash.
Yeah, I would love for us to sweep, of course, but I don't know if I see us winning Sunday. I mean, it's going to be tough. If we do win, then that will be the funniest thing ever. But yeah, I don't really know if we're going to pull that one out on Sunday. But if we do, then okay, let's go.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think whoever won tonight is winning the series.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of viewed it going into this series. I think they're going to lose either tomorrow or Sunday. Like Jordan said here, Sunday's definitely iffy. The only thing that I can see, Jordan, is the Braves haven't seen Mercado. So it's like I was saying earlier, with the Braves being so used to our pitching and so used to Nola and them getting to Nola tonight, they haven't seen Mercado in the major league.
His curveball is really nasty too. He is a great curveball.
Right. He has a great curveball. So as long as he can get that curveball in there for some strikes and kind of catch them off guard, that's the only thing he has going for them. So I think we take the series. I'm saying right now, I think we win tomorrow, lose Sunday. Probably, honestly, with the way my luck goes, it's going to be the other way. We'll see. But going into our next topic, the one thing I want to talk about, Johan Rojas making his case for being here, for being in the major league. He had 2 great hits tonight. The first one was a bunt. I don't know if it was Whit Merrifield or if it was, I think Dusty Waffen or Wafflin, or however you say his last name, is at third base. I don't know if it was Whit or Dusty at third telling him to go. I don't think he should have went on that bunt that Rojas had in the early game. I will say, though, Rojas towards the end of the game, that small hit to no man's land in the infield caused so much chaos. The Braves tried to get the ball in the infield. They threw it to first, went right past the first baseman. Rojas took off to second base. Then the batter comes up after Rojas. I think after Rojas is Pache, I want to say. I think that's who it was after. Yeah, it was after Rojas is Pache. Rojas steals third. Again, another pass ball down the third base line for another run. So Rojas scored. Marchand scored. Merrifield scored. So again, that's exactly what you need from the end of your lineup. You need a guy that's going to drive in the runs, and that's exactly what Rojas did.
Yes,
that's exactly. Sure. Yeah, and that's what they told him when they sent him down to AAA. That is what they told him. They said you need to just work on your bunting, your short hits, and getting these RBIs. And again, that's what he did. He's making a case for staying here. I don't think he's going to be sent down. I think Pache's going to get the DFA here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, it's either going to be Pate who gets DFA'd or Dahl, to be honest, because they don't have any minor league options left. But like you said, yeah, Rojas is making a case for sure. I mean, so far so good for him, and I'm really happy that he's actually starting to bunt because that was one of the main reasons they sent him down, like you said, to work on his bunting and just to hit the ball. So him bunting is a really good sign. If you watch the game, it wasn't a bad bunt. I mean, like you said, Merrifield went home, and Austin, to be honest, made a good play. The runs probably should have scored if Austin makes a bad play or even a decent play. Austin just made an incredible play at home. But yeah, like you said, Rojas is making a great case to stay up.
Yeah, and again, I think come the time that Kyle and Bryce come back, it's going to be another one of those situations that they had with Trey where you decide who needs to be DFA'd or sent down. But in my opinion, I think it's an easier decision this time around.
Yes, for sure.
Again, I think you do one of two things. Or actually three things really. You get rid of Stubbs. You get rid of Pache, or they're probably not going to get rid of Merrifield just because of his contract. But you can option Merrifield, I believe. So,
and honestly, I'm comfortable with them dumping Merrifield and just eating up the $8 million salary. Like I'm fine with him off the team. Like honestly, like they can eat the $8 million. That's fine. He just hasn't done anything really.
He really hasn't. I mean, he's had 2 games lately where he's hit. So knock on wood, maybe he's starting to wake up. Maybe he's starting to find his rhythm. Probably not. He'll probably go 0 for 4 tomorrow. But we'll see. Like I said, I think it's an easier decision. I think you need to keep Rojas up here, though. I mean, his defense is phenomenal. If he can figure out how to bat and do what they want him to do, just keep him up. Just keep him up.
And if you notice his last at bat when he hit the flyout, I thought it was a decent hit, didn't you? When he hit it, like the ball started to carry.
I mean, yeah, it was
a warning track.
It was out, but like the contact he made was great. If he could get under it a little bit more, then it would have been out.
Yeah, there were definitely signs of improvement. Definitely signs of improvement from him, no doubt.
I'm sure it probably would have been out in at least a few ballparks, maybe. I'm sure if you go on Twitter and look, somewhere there's a stat telling you where it's out. But like Jordan said here, yeah, I think Witt was a waste of a signing. I mean, I think I said this on the show the other day. At the beginning of the season, I was really optimistic when they signed him, just with him being an all-star, the way that he came into spring training talking about, I want to be the go-to guy. I want to be the guy that they can rely on. I'll play anywhere. I think the only thing that I can give Whit Merrifield props for is he's kind of stepping up to the plate in terms of playing wherever the fuck they tell him to play. Mm-hmm. Whether it's third base, second base, outfield. I don't think he's played first base, but he's just kind of playing wherever they're telling him to play. So that's the only pro I can give him.
Yeah, he's a utility player.
Yeah. And that's what they signed him for. I just wish that he was producing offensively.
Yes, for sure.
But the last thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to wrap up the show, Jose Alvarado. Should we be concerned about him? It seems like lately, every time he's gone out, and I'm going to look up his stats here, he doesn't have it lately. It seems like, tonight he let up a 3-run home run. The last, it's every couple of outings. It's not every time he goes out, so let me take that back. Last time he went out against the Cubs, he went 1 innings pitched, didn't let up any runs. Before that, against the Marlins, he went out, didn't let up any runs. But then before that, against the Tigers, again, he let up a run. He let up a home run. So it's like, he just seems like he's kind of shaky. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter agree with this. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say he's kind of that guy that he pitches so fast to where he doesn't care where he's pitching. He just throws it and hopes that they swing.
Yes, for sure. Or it's since he throws so hard, the batter doesn't have to swing for the fences. If they just make contact, it's going to be gone since he throws, 101, 100?
Right. And I think that's what happened with, who was it, Ozuna? Yeah, I think that's what happened with Ozuna, because the pitch with Ozuna, it was, if I'm looking at it here, Marcell Ozuna, I mean, his pitch it wasn't even a good pitch, really. It was kind of to the outside if I'm looking at the zone here. So, like, again, I don't want to say Jose's not the guy, because he definitely can be. He's been that dominant closer in the past. I just personally think anytime there's guys on base, he worries way too much about the guys on base.
Yes, for sure. You can tell. You can definitely tell the comparison. I mean, if you watch the game and watch how his body language is when there are people on base and then when there's not, you can definitely tell.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's dominant. I think at the trade deadline, and I've been saying this for weeks, you got to find a guy that can just come in and close a couple games here and there. That's what Craig Kimbrell did. They used Jose last year and the year before in the 7/8 hole. They threw Craig Kimbrell mostly in the 9th inning. So again, you got to find a guy that can do that. You got to find a guy that can come in and you can throw him in the 9th inning. You know he's going to get the outs, and you can get out with the win. Because again, I think the score was only like 6-2 before he let up that home run. It was 8-3. So, like, again, didn't have to be a save situation, and he turned it into one. Thankfully, Jeff Hoffman came in against the bottom of the lineup and dealed, so that's great for him. But whatever. Phillies do win, though, 8-6. Their record is 58-30. If they sweep, they could come out of this weekend first to 60 wins. If they don't, I mean, I still think they'll be first to 60 wins. It's great that we're getting Kyle back for the Dodgers series, though. So we'll see. I hope you're right, Chiefs King. I hope you're right. We're winning tomorrow. I hope you're right. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know with this team. This team is so streaky with hitting that one day they'll score 13 runs and the next day they'll score 1. So, yeah, hopefully we'll win.
Hey, I mean, the Braves got shut out to the White Sox 1-0, so anything can happen. Anything can happen.
True.
But did you have anything you wanted to add before we wrap it up?
Not really. I mean, other than that, the Phillies have had a great season so far. I mean, I've never ever seen them play at this level. So I'm really happy just to see them succeed, and I'm happy that they're winning games without Harper and Schwarber. I think that's a big confidence booster for everyone in the clubhouse, especially the players and just everyone around them. So if you guys are just starting to get into baseball now, you definitely want to watch the Phillies now, because they do have a good chance of going all the way this season for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. I think this is a very great season to watch. I've never personally seen a season like this. I think the last time they had a season like this was like early 90s, I want to say.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a thought yet. I was born in 99. I wasn't even a thought yet. But yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. But thank you, Gavin, for hopping on. For those of you that don't know, Gavin does a lot of analytics and things like that on Twitter. I believe his handle is GSweeney19?
18.
I was close. GSweeney18 on Twitter. Go ahead and give him a follow. He's always posting lineups, analytics, injury updates, things to look forward to for the season. He does reporting for his local newspaper as well, so he's always posting on there for that. So always appreciate him coming on. Again, Phillies win 8-6, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow. I believe the time tomorrow is the same time. 7:15. So be back here tomorrow about the same time. So we're going to go ahead and roll the outro. Everybody, have a great night. See ya.
The Vikings
swing and a drive left field. It's going, and it is gone. It is bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know.